Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 10 of The Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to take a look at a new theory that's got some traction within the fan base. The theory is that we may actually get a second Border Pikes lineup. Kind of like how we had two Negan lineup scenes. One at the end of Season 6 or start of Season 7, which ended with Abe and Glenn's death. And one at the end of Season 7, which ended with, well, pretty much nobody's death. It just kickstarted all-out war. This one, however, will be a bit different. The first one, of course, from Season 9, Episode 15, ended with 10 deaths. And the second one may actually end with 4 additional deaths. Unlike the Negan second lineup, which didn't have any casualties or didn't actually lead to anyone's death. Now, even though I am covering this theory, and will break open the theory, I don't really buy it, and I think it's a bit of a stretch, even though we do have some clues here and there. So there are actually 3 clues. One is a big and strong clue, and 2 are more of a stretch. First, let's look at the strongest clue. This clue comes directly from the new title sequence for Season 10. There is one specific sequence that's new for Season 10, which includes a nod to the Pikes Scene Massacre, or an Easter egg, if you will. I have one single screenshot from that sequence, but it actually runs for a few seconds in the title sequence itself. So go and check it out if you want to see the entire thing. So what's interesting, and where the theory or clue comes in, is that even though there are about 10 spikes, like the first massacre, there are only 4 heads on the spikes. That's kind of weird. Yes, it could be nothing. It could be symbolic of the 4 major deaths from the first Pikes massacre, being Enid, Tara, Henry, and, well, that's it. And here's where I dismissed this thought. We only had 3 major deaths first time around. Henry, Enid, and Tara. The rest were background characters. So that doesn't really make sense unless, like I mentioned earlier, this is an Easter egg or a hint that we will see another Pikes scene. Again, I think this is a strong clue, but this alone does not convince me that there will be a second Pikes scene. But it's a solid start. Now, before I jump into who the 4 victims could be this time around, let's look at the other clues, which are more of a stretch. One is that in the trailer of the upcoming episode, 10:05, we got a reveal that Kelly separated from the others and went to track something, and she got into some trouble with some walkers. Also, based on the trailer, which I actually broke down on a separate video, she may have actually accidentally ventured into Whisper territory. And this, mixed with Alpha's previous encounters with the survivors crossing into her land, can trigger another brutal decision by Alpha to mark her borders once again. And the second clue, which is connected, is in the trailer of this episode, again 10:05, Alpha says the border will crush them. Now initially I assumed she means that by taking more land, claiming the survivors her enemy's hunting ground, the enemy will become weaker as they slowly run out of supplies, which they pretty much spoon-fed to us in the last episode by having Judith say that to Michonne. But what if what she actually means and what she's actually talking about is that the border will crush them since they will not be able to stay back after this massacre and they will retaliate, giving Alpha the excuse she needs to release her herd. At this point, I will go with a soft, those could be clues, but I won't commit to them yet until we see more, especially given what Michonne told Daryl in the last episode, that until Lydia is alive and is at their community, she won't attack because she wants the survivors to take care of her. So if they attack, obviously she might end up getting hurt or even die along the way, or maybe to a less severe extent, she will lose the people that Alpha sees could be the people that could protect her. So who could the 4 victims be? Magna's group hasn't lost anyone yet, so one of them could bite the dust. That's one. And I will do a separate video looking at who could die from Magna's group. That'll be a separate thing on its own. Zeke is known to be leaving this season, so that may be where they're going. So that's second. And in a twisted, messed up type of way, King Ezekiel could actually get his comic death after all. This will surprise and piss off a lot of fans maybe more than if he was in the first one. And then we could have one background character from Alexandria, say Gage. He already got way too much time this season, and that could spell trouble for him. And the final one could be someone from Oceanside, say Cindy or Rachel. For one, I already thought someone from Oceanside was going to die the first time around, which it didn't happen. But also they teased in the last episode that there could be whispers watching Oceanside, which can definitely lead to one of them getting captured and getting massacred and decapitated. And to reiterate, I think this is unlikely at this point. But given the small bits of clues that we have, it's strong enough for us to start talking about it. But let me know your thoughts and opinions about this theory and the clues. Do you think we'll see a second Pikes lineup? And if you do, who do you think will be there? Who will bite the dust? That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.